Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to J is for Justice. If you are a returning viewer, I see lots of familiar names. If you are new, please consider subscribing. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. It does help a sister out. All day with Jay. That's how I feel. Help, help. I know, man.
Coming in hot, just like the fajita.
It is busy in our world with all these cases that we've been following and waiting to come to fruition, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to take your calls for the first hour. So I've kind of got a little set thing here. We're going to take your calls for the first hour, and then we're going to try to tune into Vinnie Politan when he interviews Seth starting at 8 o'clock tonight. I know. I hope Robin is here as well. Welcome all the members of the channel and all of the non-members. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We all want to know what is going on with Sebastian. So we've got Seth going on Vinnie Politan at 8 o'clock. So we are going to open up the phone lines and
you all, obviously.
We're going to keep this rolling and watch this body language while we take our calls. I'm going to go ahead and open it up without further ado. 727-755-6001 is the number to call if you want to talk about this case. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm wrong about something. Tell me if I'm right about something. Throw something out there. Let me know. Whatever it is. Beautiful day with Jay. Yeah, I spent the day outside a lot of the day. I listened a lot to the Daybell trial, too. Chandler, Texas, Nova Scotia. That's amazing. Baton Rouge, Oregon. I love seeing where y'all are from. Kentucky and Georgia. Pennsylvania, Missouri, Vermont, Massachusetts in the house. Sharon, thank you. The UK, we've got another UKer. West Virginia. Tarpon Springs, Cheryl coming in as a local. Welcome in, guys. A lot of dirt on Seth. Yeah, the court document, is that what you're talking about, Ben? Hello, Tammy Stamper in Kentucky. It is so nice in Florida. Toronto, Maryland, Colorado, Pasadena, California, Basile, Louisiana. I'm sure I freaking hacked that. Ember coming in hot from Idaho. Inverness, Florida. Beautiful, Bob. Nova Scotia and Las Vegas. We've got a caller already. Let's do it, guys.
From
Robin.
Woo! Robin coming in hot as the first caller.
Coming in hot, just like
I
the
saw
fajita.
my name. I'm in the house. Jay's Justice Junkies. I'm here.
Yay! Everybody in Discord was like, I hope Robin comes back. So what's up? How are you? How's your week going?
I'm good. You know, I've had my eye twitching a little bit too since Monday. I'm ready for takeoff.
You've been listening.
No, I have. I got a little extra grind with a couple of subjects if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So clear this up for me. This essay that happened to Sebastian, has it not been stated that this kid was 7 or 8 years old when this happened?
Yes.
Okay. Bear with me and follow me with this.
Mm-hmm.
So if he was 7 or 8 years old, that means that had to happen around when? 2016? I mean, can we be in agreement on that? Since he just turned 15 in December of last year?
Yep.
Okay. So 2016. Now, I listened to Nina's interview, and all she had to say was her ordeal with Twinkle Toes, okay? So Faith was 6 years old when she did that, which I'm assuming has been in the last month or two. So if this kid is 6 years old, that means she was born in 2017, which means Nina was pregnant in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
If this essay happened under Katie and Chris's roof, that math ain't mathing with me, because
You're
he
right.
was 8 in 2016. So make it make sense.
Well, didn't we have the court document of their divorce in 2016? And I believe that Seth says in there that he's been married for 8 years at that point.
But he was married to Nina.
No. I'm talking about
How
Seth.
did
No.
that
I'm talking about Seth and Katie. They got divorced. Their divorce paperwork that she filed where she wrote all that stuff about him acting weird, that was in 2016.
Okay, well, at that time, if we're just going to run with the 9-month pregnancy, and please don't tell me Nina had a 10 or 11 or 12-month pregnancy, because I won't be able to take that. How was Faith born in 2017 if Chris was in Sebastian's life for 7 or 8 years?
So maybe Katie and Chris were both cheating on their spouses at the same time. Like she was cheating on Seth with Chris, and Chris was probably cheating on Nina with Katie, is my guess.
And it happened under Chris and Katie's roof.
See, no, that's where I'm not understanding. That's where I think they're lying, because it had to have happened in Tennessee.
But that's just it. And from what I can get, he moved Nina to Tennessee.
Yes.
And there was an instance where her older daughter, Isabel, and Nina never really gave years or dates when she was explaining her interaction with him, her marriage, and everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But there was an instance where her older daughter, Isabel, had some kind of respiratory issue. Now, it was either the day before or that day that Twinkle Toes' mother came to pick him up to bring him to the airport because he had to go back to California to go play Battleship or whatever the hell he was doing out there.
Mm-hmm.
So that went ahead.
Oh
and
my
happened.
God. Are you going to like where he was living 2 lives?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm picking up what you're laying down. So you're saying
see what I'm saying?
He was shacked up with Katie back in California, and he brought Nina to Tennessee and kept her there. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. But he separated the two. And I think that's why he was so upset when she got pregnant with Faith. Because now he had a ball and chain. It wasn't so much just a divorce like the other 3. Now he had a kid in the mix. So Mama Twinkle Toes supposedly takes him to the airport because he's going back to California. Now, Nina has this episode with Isabel with this respiratory issue. She takes her to a local either emergency care or whatnot, but they need to transfer her over to Vanderbilt. So Nina brings her, however they transport her to Vanderbilt, but now Nina's got Noah and she has Faith in tow. So she calls Chris. Chris has his biological father, which this is Michael, take Noah. And he has Mama Twinkle Toes take faith. Now, Nina's held up in the hospital a couple of days with Isabel with this respiratory. She finally gets released. She goes ahead, brings her home. Michael returns Noah. She's at the house. Here's a knock on the door. She's expecting to open it, and yes, Faith there. She gets served with papers that he's going for custody, whatnot. She gets all upset, puts the two kids in the car, goes to Twinkle Toes' mother's house, and knocks on the door. The stepfather answers with the baseball bat, tells her to get off of the property, get out of there. She just wants her kid back. They finally drive her off the property, but she says as she's leaving, she sees Chris's silhouette in the house and knows he's at the house. So I think the point of my story with this is not so much the double life that is possibly being led, but again, laying the groundwork to show you this woman, the mother, will go to every extreme to protect this guy. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And, that's why I always go back to there's a vested interest with the mother, with Chris. I have no doubt with it, and I might as well say these are only my opinions, and this is just for entertainment purposes only. But that's just, kind of how I feel.
Robin,
I don't want you to get...
Robin, what is your YouTube name?
My YouTube name?
Yeah, like do you...
Robin and whatever numbers they jack after it. Do you chat? I mean, I want to know if I ever see you in chat because I didn't ask you last time. That's all. No, you know what? I really don't. I don't. I just kind of listen, lay back. I just kind of absorb things, and
you gotta not chat to really listen. And
that's what I do, and I kind of just rewatch things and kind of take notes, and then when my eyes start twitching, I kind of. You know what I mean? It just,
I know.
It gets a little much.
I know what the hell you mean. I know exactly what you mean, yeah.
That's this whole thing. The math isn't mathing with this. So whatever is going on with this, which, it brings me to my point of, with Seth, if you're not on Team Sebastian, this, that, blah, 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 we've all heard it, we've all seen it. Mm-hmm. I get it. I don't doubt anybody's not on Team Sebastian. But when the three adults turn this into a circus, and every time somebody says something, it's pretty much a blatant lie, how do you expect us not to talk and sort this out and throw all this shit against the wall and see what sticks? Because if you dig deep enough, there's going to be a lie. You're going to see the next link to this chain. And this chain seems to be never ending with this. Just never ending. So now we're going to go all the way back to Nina and Faith and this kid being 6 years old and find so many lies with that. We're not even into Sebastian. When this woman gave that interview, she's got everything to lose and nothing to gain. But just to tell how horrific this family is. And I like whoever named them the Cornbread Mafia. Because, I'm all Italian, so, I even know John Gotti fought South. Okay? I mean, he even had his day. But whoever named them the Cornbread Mafia, I got to tip my hat to. Got to tip my hat to them. But there's something going on. I re-listened to Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace, she introduces them. The bio mother and stepfather who were home when Sebastian disappeared. Now, we all know, Chris can't shut up. He don't interrupt during Clarify that. It wasn't until the questions started coming out that Katie went ahead and said Chris wasn't home. Chris didn't say a word. He didn't detach himself from that at all. Chris is the one who reiterated those lights above the garage were on that night. All right. Well, now you weren't home, but you're saying those lights were on. But now we're saying that it was all grainy.
Yeah.
With the garbage can going to the curb, right?
Yeah.
So, even with that, we can't make sense out of.
Mm-mm.
Then I went ahead and I resorted the belt day, the day with the belt, and not to be confused with the buttocks day.
Oh my God. It's so fucked up. You can't even make it up.
No, and I'm just trying, to make anybody who cares pervy, to any information.
We need to be pervy to everything. And Robin, I got a lot of feedback that you brought up a lot of good talking points and a lot of things that people wanted to say and weren't saying. So don't let anybody get you down if they tell you, they don't like what you have to say.
Oh, no.
I don't think you'd be bothered by that anyways.
I'm almost 60 years old, and I've heard my whole life my mouth's going to get me in trouble.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for telling Robin to shut her mouth.
Yeah, right? But not today, Satan. Not today.
Not today.
Not today. So let's go with this belt day.
Okay.
So from what Chris says, they got up that day, and he didn't have a belt on, and Chris gave him a whack with the belt. Sebastian went to school, and he told his teacher, and that's what prompted the CPS to come to the house, right? He says they were sitting there having dinner, and they got the knock on the door, right? But what does Chris say? Chris says, it's her again. Okay. So after she goes ahead and says why she's there, Chris goes ahead and says, yep, Sebastian thought telling on me would get me in trouble, right? So she goes ahead, whoever the CPS lady is, she goes ahead, from what Chris says, and brings Sebastian outside and tells him that he can't embellish or lie about things to get people in trouble. Okay. Well, if she brought him outside, Mr. Chris, how do you know what she told Sebastian? How do you know what she told Sebastian? Then after that, the story changed because he told a lie. And that's when he got hit on the buttocks. Him not wearing a belt never came into it. But he says, I only hit him once. And he says he did it 3 years ago, which would make that kid 12 years old. And Katie agrees with him because Katie says, I wouldn't let my husband beat my kid. So, we have all these stories that are going on that the math ain't mathin', the timelines ain't timing with this. Now, I did a little bit deeper digging.
Robin went deeper, yo.
I went deeper. So I'm looking at where these people live, okay? Now, Mama Twinkle Toes is known by Maddie Proudfoot. Her middle name is Catherine, whether she goes by Kathy, Katie, whatever, but Maddie Proudfoot, Maddie Boxer Shorts is what she's known. So where they live right now is 1 mile from this beach high school that Sebastian goes to. So the 20 minutes that she drove around looking for him, I have no idea. But there is a 13 miles from where they live to where Mama Twinkle Toes lives. So that would maybe constitute a 20-minute ride.
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes there, 10 minutes back. How much traffic could there be at the 6:30 in the morning, 6:15?
Very little, I'm sure, right?
Right. And if you come out of their subdivision, it's a straight shot right up that street. She passes his high school. She goes right up the street, 13 miles, turns in, and that's where they live. But again, about 5 or 6 miles from where Mama Twinkle Toes lives happens to be the Music City Executive Airport. And remember how we touched about them going to Alaska and whatnot? Well, normally this Alaskan thing doesn't seem to be an odd vacation for them. I don't know that they cruise every time, but I have heard that all the other times they took whether it's their private jet or they rent a private jet. That's normally how they get there. But again, a coincidence, this time they just happened to drive. Which again is, I guess another spoon in the pot, so to speak. Because all these coincidences that keep happening just how can this be the perfect storm that all of these coincidences fall in place for no excuse, no reason of how this kid disappeared? How this kid disappeared. Now, rumor on the street has it that Twinkle Toes' mother drives the same exact car as Katie.
They do.
Same color and everything?
It's very, very similar. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, come on. How do we know what's going on here? How do
Good
we,
question.
if they had to, what were they doing, a twofer that day when they bought these cars? How do we know Katie came home with her car and not her mother-in-law's car? How do we know, let's just say that kid medicated and thrown in that car. How do we know they didn't switch cars? You're going to tell me the police came and checked the VIN number? How do we know there wasn't a simple switch of cars?
That would be easy for the authorities to figure out, Robin, with license plate readers.
Well, sure, it would be, but do you really think at that time, on that particular road in a 10-mile stretch, could there be license plate readers? I'm sure. But do you really think that checking that car that day with this runaway child and them having this expansive search, do we really think that the first thing they did was to make sure that those plates matched up with them?
Well, no, but they could definitely go back, right?
Well, sure, they could go back, but didn't you say that, first thing in the morning, Mama Twinkle Toes showed up, right?
She was there first thing, yep.
Right? Don't they say sometimes the most obvious things happen right in front of your face and you don't even realize it?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't necessarily know when Katie came home, she pulled in the garage. That car could have been backed up, you know what I mean? On the driveway. Tennessee doesn't have front license plates. We only have back license plates. Okay, Mama Twinkle Toes backs up. Okay, you were parked to the left. I don't think anybody was really paying any attention, and it would have been very easy. And maybe that was the whole reason why the mother-in-law showed up, was to retrieve her car. Because it seems so out of the ordinary for her to be there right out of the gate when we can all agree they don't give a shit about Sebastian.
Right. But could she have rushed over at Chris's request to sit with Katie.
Well, she very well could have.
I mean, I'm just
She very
playing
well
devil's
could've.
advocate. I mean, you've
Oh no,
you know,
and,
I mean,
and I agree with you. I
if
agree
she was
with
the
you, but then
closest
again-
one to like come over and be with Katie, but then Robin, if we go back to the dispatch audio, remember when the cop says there's a bunch of people here now? There's like 4 people,
right,
including mom,
right.
and I
But
don't know if
that's
he's
what I'm saying.
So who else was
I
there?
agree with you about being devil's advocate, but again, if we're going to go down the road that this was possibly pre-planned,
Yeah.
that very well could be. And then the inundation of all these other people showing up, you start getting a crowd, people are parking, they're turning in, there's police everywhere. You got people on the curb, this and that. Nobody's watching who's driving away in what car or what they're doing.
True. No, I mean, that's a good point. Their cars are very, very similar. I was actually quite shook. I think I saw it on JLR when they were following him.
I want to say that's where I saw it.
Yeah, they were following following him through the sub. Do you see what's on
And
the?
that,
Do you see all
know-
the booze in the background on the screen here? In this interview,
Yes.
did you notice that before? Or did you notice they have a big bottle? It looks like tequila, some Crown, a bag of Crown, some wine.
It, like they're handles. They're not even fists. They're like handles.
Yeah. And they conveniently
Mhm.
have it in the backdrop of the interview. I found that to be interesting.
Very interesting. But, Katie didn't have a drink that day that they went to the Roadhouse. Yeah. She didn't have a drink. And,
Not at
yeah,
the bowling
another
alley
thing
either.
too- Yeah, no. We're just throwing balls. That's all we're doing. We're throwing balls.
Mm-hmm.
No, and now let's talk about, has anybody heard this rumor about Katie possibly institutionalized Sebastian?
Yeah, I heard that.
Have you heard any of that?
I heard someone say that.
Okay. I mean, let's just get this out of the way. How can that even be possible? I don't care how they could have snuck him off, whatever. I'll buy that ticket to the circus or whatever. But how would he be, for one, institutionalized without both parents not consenting, since they both have 50-50 custody?
We know damn well that kid ain't institutionalized.
No, because he has to come back. He has to come back. So even if you want to entertain the fact that they did it for a couple of months, not thinking this would blow up to what it was, Chris could secure his custody with Faith, and then they would deal with Sebastian after that. Because I think, the ultimate goal was securing Faith. Because with that, Chris is going to be the winner no matter what. That's the whole thing. I'm going to control that. I'm going to be the winner with that. I'm going to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's his whole thing. And but the kid still has to come back. He's still got to come back. So what are they going to do with that? So for me, that's off the table. That makes absolutely no sense to me. That's what she meant by, that he's just going to walk through the door one day, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it. So anybody that's thinking they got him locked away somewhere, that's just not, I don't think that's an option.
No.
I don't think that's an option
I don't
at
either.
all.
Nope, I don't either. Debunked. But I do want to talk about something. I want to bring something up on the screen, Robin. I don't know if you saw this today, but it looks like Katie's father has now spoken out on Facebook. Dave.
Well, finally, somebody from her side has?
Yes.
Finally?
Yes. So it looks like Dave Payne is replying to someone named Melissa on Facebook, and he says, I am in Virginia. All I care about is Sebastian's safe return. And I do believe Seth had something to do with it. Just a gut feeling. So we've got more slinging from Katie's side. Now, here's the second one from him. Melissa says, honestly, that was the very first thing I thought when I first saw him on the news interview. I do pray for you and your family that you get Sebastian back safely. Dave says, Melissa, thank you so much. Me being Katie's dad can see and feel her pain in every interview. I do appreciate all the people trying to help instead of just pointing fingers, sitting on their butts.
Okay, what do we find out about this? I mean, what's the first clue card with this whole thing that's odd?
The first clue card?
Yeah.
There's many.
Melissa. Well, Melissa. That's Chris's older sister's name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I know. Put it in the pile of coincidences.
My goodness.
Put it in the pile of coincidences that we didn't turn. Okay, we're 2 months into this, and now all of a sudden her dad is going to go ahead and have a conversation with Melissa and talk about her pain. Okay. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Oh my God, you crack me up, Robin. Is there any?
Yeah, okay. Raise your hand if you bought that bag of bullshit.
Oh my God, you are
Come on.
great. You are great. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about? I want to try to get a couple other calls in tonight. But
No,
if
go
you
ahead. If you got
listen, Robin, though,
if
I
you
want
gotta-
to talk to you offline. If you could send me an email, and
You know what? I don't really email
Oh.
or whatever. You got my number. Call me.
okay, I will.
Call me.
All right.
Call me tomorrow or whatever, because I'm going to share with you like these addresses and this other stuff that I have, and then you do what you want with it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll talk offline for sure, because I'd like to bring you on and kind of like have it a little more planned so we can talk about stuff. I really like the way you think, and I think the audience does as well.
All right. Yeah, let's just carry on with these justice junkies or whatever. We'll talk again.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Robin. I love you, girl.
All right. We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye, Robin.
All right. Bye.
Love her. Give a big shout out and applause to Robin. All right. The phone lines are open. I know the other day we kind of sabotaged the phone line, so I want to give a couple more people some opportunity. 865 if you want to call back in, or 731 or 731-313 or 865. Go ahead and give me a call. Give me a call. The phone lines are open for business. I think that it is strange they have the same car. I think they're different shades. Oh, wait, let me turn my camera back on. What? Oh, we've got another caller. 865 calling in, coming in hot.
Call from
Buttered buttons.
Oh, it's my
to
buttered buttons.
accept, press
Buttered buttons. You are live on air.
Hey, girl.
Hey, buttered buttons. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
So I did find something out for real this time. I know I sent you the wrong house in the email, but hey,
Hey, you're good.
first time detective.
You're good. You're good. Hey, buttered buttons.
So-
We've all been there. What's up? What's on your mind?
I listened to something today or read something. I can't remember, but I did want to let you and everybody watching know. You know how there was a three-way call at 5:30 or 6 o'clock or whatever in the morning when they called the sheriff's office?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the sheriff's office doesn't open till 8 o'clock a.m., and if you call before then, you get an answering machine.
And you have to leave a
Something to
message
think about.
then? Like,
Yeah, because it's like the sheriff's office. It'll tell you if there's an emergency to call 911. Now, I have not tested it for myself, but
Oh, Lord.
their website also says
My-
8 a.m. to
I
4:30
thought my eye
p.m.
was twitching before. It's going crazy now. So it could be possible. It could be possible that he called someone personally, like
I
on
would
a
assume
cell
based
phone, like,
on,
hey, yo, Craddock, my kid got loose again.
yeah,
Oh, God. Butter beans.
definitely.
Buttered beans. Wow. That's.
Buttons, not beans.
Oh, sorry.
I like buttons.
Butter buttons. I'm sorry. I got butter beans on the
Crack
mind.
me up.
Oh, my God. You're.
You better get some lunch or
Wow.
dinner.
So Ben says it's manned 24 hours. We're going to have to look into this.
Okay, then. Check it out.
Mhm.
I just want to give you a heads up.
Yeah, that's a good thought. Good
Have
thought.
a great evening.
I know. You too, Butter.
Okay.
All right. Bye,
Take
sweetie.
care, sweetie. Bye.
Bye. Buttered beans. Give her a round of applause. Amazing. Amazing. All right. Call back 731. I just missed you. 865. I just talked to 865. 731. Give me a call back. You tried a couple times. Buttered beans. I know. Ah, it makes me sweat. They said calls are answered 24 hours. Okay. All right. Where does his sister work? I'm not sure, man. I really don't know. Hey, Amir. What's up, Miss Nightbot? Hey, Baby D.
Oh, baby D.
Your hubby's a 911 dispatcher? 731. Calling back.
Call from
Allie?
Oh, you are live on air, Allie.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. Is this Allie?
Yeah, Allie from Tennessee.
Hey, girl, how are you?
I'm fine. I just really think, well, we have the Summer Wells case too,
Yeah.
that's unsolved. But I really think this one's going to get solved for one reason.
Hmm.
And I think it's money. Where Summer Wells was is a very poor rural area. Where Sebastian, is lost is a lot of money. And all those neighbors want to entertain, and school's about to be let out next week, and that means summer. So I don't think any friends or playdates are going to want to come over to their neighborhoods. And I don't think that developer is selling those rich houses, because you have $699,000 to buy a house. You can buy it pretty much anywhere in Tennessee. Why would you want to buy it in that neighborhood with either you got a child predator loose or a killer neighbor mom?
Good point.
So, I mean, I just think that they're probably beating down the sheriff's door, and they want this solved. And that ought to be enough noise that I think between all of that and with that developer's money, and he's not going to be selling houses. This is just nothing but bad publicity for him.
Yeah.
That they're going to force this sheriff's department to get her and him and get them to tell the truth. I don't think this is going to ride like Summer Wells.
I
that's
hope
because of
you're
money.
right. And you have an awesome point. I mean, that's a very valid point. These neighbors are not going to be sitting tight like this with this unsolved in their neighborhood. This kid just goes missing. And these two are just sitting there not talking,
Right.
The pressure, I think you're right.
kid-
I mean, on Ben Hill Road, shit, everybody's cracked out on meth, half of them. So they don't give a damn.
Yeah. I know, and I don't think that she's receiving death threats. That's the reason she's not in that house. It's because they don't want her. They want her to go away. It's just
Mm-hmm.
whatever happened at that house is not conducive to their kind of lifestyle that's out there. Their
True.
pools, their friends. I mean, would you want to buy a house in that neighborhood
Mm-mm.
with this story?
No, and you're right. These neighbors have higher standards. And
Right.
if we're sitting here going WTF, they're
Yeah.
doubly, if not more, going
Oh.
WTF.
I mean, do you think the kids are going to be out of school next week here in Tennessee? You think they feel safe, their kids riding bicycles up and down that street? I mean,
That
or pool
is a
parties?
great
'Cause a lot
point.
of them have swimming pools in their backyard,
Hmm.
and they're paying like about $6,000 a month mortgage for this nonsense.
Yep. You have a very valid point, and I hope that they are putting pressure on. Um,
I think they are. Just my opinion. I can't imagine living in that neighborhood.
No.
This isn't
I try to think of
country,
myself,
rural,
when
poor county.
I try to think of myself when my kids were little, and like for that to go on in my neighborhood, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, y'all need to figure out what the fuck happened to this kid. Like, we ain't gonna sit here for 3
Yeah.
years and just move on. Yeah, you have a great point.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you got one of the two options. These people are living either in a law and crime section or criminal minds. Either way, it's not good to their life. They're not living out there and providing for their family and paying that kind of mortgage for this.
Yeah.
They're in a neighborhood, not the hood.
You're so right. Thank you so much, caller. That is
So
definitely food for
Well,
thought.
I just think that it's going to get solved because of money, and that developer out there is not going to be selling houses, not with this nonsense.
Especially.
I
Now that brings me another thought. I'm thinking,
Uh-huh.
remember how the dispatch audio, they probably never thought that, people would pick that up, right? Where they say
Yeah.
the scent went on the construction site. Can you imagine this
Yeah.
builder? What the fuck?
Yeah,
This kid's scent
I mean-
was on my construction site in my damn pond. You're draining
Right.
my pond over here. What the fuck's going on? You're looking at my
I guarantee you,
dumpsters. You're so right. So right.
I don't think the heat's on, and no matter how much the Bowder Sox or the Proudfoots money have, they don't have developer money, and they don't got rich neighbor money who is going to be fed up with this and want this solved quick. Because these kids, as I said, out next week, and it's either a child predator that nobody can find, or it's killer neighbor mom. But that's about it.
Yep, you are so right. Thank you so much for that call.
All right. Well, thank
Yeah,
you. I appreciate it. I
Thank
love your
you.
show.
Thank you for
Thank
listening. You're so smart. I love all you guys are all smarties. Thank you so much.
Well, I just think that that's an idea that I'm holding hope,
Yes.
that it's not going to be, living here in Tennessee, that it's not going to be a Summer Wells. And it's all because I think money
Yeah.
and a lot of it.
Yeah.
So
Thank
that's
you.
how I'm holding hope. All right,
That's
you
a
have
good that's a
one.
good
Thank
hope.
You so much.
That's a good hope to hold on to. Bless you. Have a good night.
All right. Bless
All
you
right.
too. Thank
Bye,
you.
hon.
Bye-bye.
You are live.
Hi, Jay. This is Susanna from Georgia. I talked to you.
Hey, Susanna from
I guess
Georgia.
a couple weeks ago.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I wanted to call in because, we just had the Stephen Stearns update today, and it's amazing that we have 0 for this little child and Sebastian. And I don't think the police are doing a good job with updating the public, And my other comment is, I listened to like the 2-hour live with Nina, and it was hard not to feel that it was true because she really did seem genuine.
Mm-hmm. She really had a lot to lose by coming forward, don't you think?
I mean, yes, in a way. I mean, anytime you go public, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
could
she
have
put
a
her
lot of
kids out.
backlash.
Yeah, I mean, put her kids' stories out there, and she must have felt that it was important that her story needed to be told for Sebastian's sake. And I don't know.
Yeah. I still can't understand why there's not a single piece of evidence I mean, he didn't get abducted by aliens. That's not possible.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
It's
So I think the last caller has a good
crazy.
point. You know, these neighbors are going to be asking, well, what the hell happened to him? Like, y'all need to figure out where he went. You know, whether he walked away on his own, whether he was harmed, whatever the case is, he didn't get teleported by aliens, like you said.
Right.
So I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some answers soon. I just think the last one to see him is
His mom.
I mean, that's the one that always holds the answers, right?
I mean, it is true. And, you know, in a way, I kind of feel like she may have more than what Chris even knows. But then again, we know Chris's past and his family and stuff like that. It's just all so crazy. I just can't believe it. And I know people are bashing Seth, but to me, Seth, I mean, he just seems like a normal person just trying to find his son. That's how I would react. I'd be smoking there on the phone, just going from room to room, like hysterical and crazy. And, you know, I mean, he makes a point that the focus should be on Sebastian at all times. He always makes that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he kind of feels genuine too. I just cannot believe that there's like no shred of evidence.
Nothing.
This is crazy.
There could be though, and we just don't know, and they're still building a case. It just, I just think it takes so long. It's like it's been over 2 months, or what? It's been almost 2 months, right around 2 months now.
Yeah.
It's the 24th. I mean, something's got to give here. These people are parading around town. That's the part that feels like Summer Wells, is that they're just moving on, and people say, well, why can't they be out shopping? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And I do think if we stop talking, that it's going to be swept under the rug.
Yeah, we won't stop talking. We will not.
Right.
And, you know, like some Orange Wedge.
Got to be an outcome.
Orange Wedge just said in chat, how would you like to be their neighbors and you have kids? That would be worrisome.
Right. True. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for calling in. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
All right, guys, I'm going to play this interview for a second. We're going to listen to Katie and Chris from the very beginning. I'm going to play a little bit of this because I have to do something right quick. And then we're going to talk about this very beginning. The phone is off for now. The hotline is turned off for the moment. I'll be right back, guys.
For allowing me to come into your home to talk with you all. Obviously, everyone wants to hear what you have to say. And it's all about bringing Sebastian home and safely. So first, just express, I can't even imagine as a parent what you two are going through. How would you describe the situation right now? How are you coping?
We're on a constant roller coaster ride of helpless and hopeless and many other emotions all in one, and it's a never-ending roller coaster. It doesn't stop. It won't stop until he walks through the door.
I wouldn't wish this on anyone. Not anyone.
I know we're about keeping hope alive. I'm sure that's in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna
Always.
come home.
He's going to walk through that door. And this street will be flooded again with family and relatives all waiting to hug him, love him, and...
That boy's gonna have more friends than he knows what to do with when he comes home.
So here we are, 8 days now searching for him. Walk us through that Sunday night that he went missing. So walk us through, we've got so many people who really want to know, okay, how did this happen? So kind of just walk us through that night.
We were out and about that day. We were having a really good weekend. We got home. Everything was pretty normal. He was playing in his room. When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said, "Good night, Mom. I love you." Said good night to his puppies. A little bit later, I wound up going to bed, and when I woke him up for school, he wasn't there.
So, in your mind, that's usually around what time? When do you normally wake him up? Around 6 o'clock?
6.
So, were you instantly thinking something's wrong, or were you like, he may just be already in the shower, in the living room?
I took a second and walked through the
Hi,
house looking
Jane.
for him in case he'd gotten up and was trying to get breakfast or something, because he did that sometimes. About 3 minutes in, give or take, I was on the phone with my husband. I said, "I can't find him." He said, "What do you mean you can't find him?" I said, "He's not in the house."
That was a big sigh from Chris. Ooh. Okay, so what
So at that point,
what I wanted to point out is the certain times. This is about 3.5 minutes in. There's certain things that are more stressful for these two to talk about. There's certain things that are a little more stressful. And if you really watch, I mean, even just fast forwarding, if you keep your eye on one of them and just watch how their movements there. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. Listen to this.
3 minutes in, give or take, I was on the phone with my husband. I said, "I can't find him."
Okay, so 3 minutes in, give or take, I was on the phone. I can't find him. Then she gets serious again. And then she starts to remember. Look at both of them.
I was on the phone with my husband. I said, "I can't find him." He said, "What do you mean you can't find him?" I said, "He's not in the house."
Big sigh from Chris. Watch her. She's going to close her eyes. They both.
And so at that point,
do you see that? Do you see that? At that point, he takes a big, huge sigh. She has to close her eyes and exhale. When I called my husband, I said, "I can't find him." Watch again.
He said, "What do you mean you can't find him?" I said, "He's not in the house."
And so at that point, is that when you call 911, or what's going through your mind?
While we were on the phone, and I was like, is he on?
Did you hear that? He's so full of crap. Let's listen to this Proudfoot slow down a little bit. Y'all, they're lying. Listen.
While we were on the phone, and I was like, is he on the other side of the bed? The normal places he may be.
I know he sounds drunk, but this mofo, it doesn't even make sense.
I was like, is he on the other side of the bed?
At that point, is that when you call 911, or what's going through your mind?
While we were on the phone, and I was like, is he on the other side of the bed? The normal places he may be in the house, and he wasn't. So I was like, okay, well, hold on a minute. And immediately after that, we called the sheriff's department and made the report.
I ran all over the house, outside, inside. I looked in every closet.
Within minutes, they were here.
Did you see her eyes? Watch her eyes when she says, "I looked all around in every closet." Her eyes get big. Watch.
All over the house, outside, inside. I looked in every closet.
Within minutes, they were here. They responded within minutes, and here we go.
So you said you were on the phone with her, so you were not home?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I was at work. I'm a tower crane operator, and I was working in Memphis at the St. Jude Project.
You see him scratch his arm. I was in Memphis at the St. Jude Project. He thinks if he says St. Jude, no one's going to look at him. No one go and look at him if he says, I work at St. Jude's.
Work. I'm a tower crane operator, and I was working.
Yep, there's
in
those marks.
Memphis at the St. Jude.
Oh,
project.
yeah. Oh, yeah, Proudfoot. We see your marks on your
Crane
arms.
operator.
There they are, right there. For those who are non-believers who said that those did not exist, this is the original video from WMVU or whatever the station is. Let's go ahead and make these nice and big for those in the back. Let's take a look at Chris Proudfoot's forearms. Now, that is with no filter. No filter whatsoever on these babies, on these wimpy little T-Rex arms. But if I apply a filter, and some of you might say, you can't do that, Jay, because it makes it look different. Yeah, but it's not altering the image. If there's no scratches there, we won't see any scratches when we apply more contrast. So, Proudfooter. Oh my gosh, what have I done with the brightness? All right. That is adding contrast, brightness, and gamma. Whatever the hell. This is gamma. Like if I go gamma all the way this way and I go gamma all the way that way, that's what it does. I don't know what gamma means, but all I know is that it allows me to see details and make them a little darker than they are in the original photo. But we don't want to mistake that for hair. So we have to be careful. Okay? We have to be careful because he does have hairy ass arms. But I mean, if you look, you can see that there's marks. Call me crazy. Call me crazy, but do y'all see it or no? All right, I'm going to turn the filter all the way off, and now you can see. Boom. Now you see it? Now you can at least tell they're there, right? And he said Yorkies did that. No, they didn't. That's not from little Yorkies. Mm-mm. This man didn't come home and start playing with Yorkies while Sebastian was missing. I got news for his ass.
I was working in Memphis at the St. Jude project. So it's, you know, I have an earpiece in that talks to my phone. I have another earpiece in that does the radios. So when she was talking to me, I was like, what? I was confused. We talked about where he could possibly be, and then we went from there and led to calling the cops, and here we are now.
And within minutes, they're there at the home.
Yes, ma'am.
It was rapid fire. They had cars.
It was rapid fire. Look at his face. Look at Proud Footy. Proud Footy socks. Footy socks. That's what we should call them. Footy socks. Can't even make this shit up. Is this even real? Look at him. She says it was rapid fire. Who describes the response? I mean, I guess military, correct me if I'm wrong, if it's a military thing. It was rapid fire. Fuck is she talking about? Side-eye. What the fuck she keep looking at over there, too? Oh, if this look doesn't say a lot, look at that one. No, I'm not talking about his elbow. I'm talking about his forearm.
They had cars from here down to the
Can't even see his
road,
elbow.
as far as I could tell.
So what's going through both of your minds? I mean, are we panicking? Is it this, oh, I think he's probably at a neighbor's house, or what are you thinking?
My son doesn't run. He's not a runner. He's never run away before.
Oh, did you see his head flick over like, yeah, he has? Did you see that? Proud Footy. Watch.
Runner. He's never run away before.
He almost broke his neck.
I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
I mean, he's a good kid. He's not a mischievous child by any means.
I could see if we were fighting.
There's answers to questions that have no answers, or questions.
Did you hear that? This dude don't even know what the fuck he's saying.
He's not a mischievous child by any means.
Chris Pound Fruit.
There's answers to questions that have no answers, or questions with no answers right now that we are searching for desperately, and we just don't have that.
Is there anything that happened that day that you think back
I could understand if we were
might have been
fighting.
a reason he was possibly upset, or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside? Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out.
Before he left? Before he left.
He's, that morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood, he was behaving. It'd make more sense if we'd been fighting.
Or he'd been in trouble, but he hasn't been in trouble. So, I mean, the $1 million question.
The $1 million question. Ready for it?
Why did he go? And the other $1 million question is how.
That's your question. Why did he go and how? Your $1 million question should be, where is he?
What about social media? Was there anything that...
Let's go back. I want to go back.
Contact?
Back. To the beginning.
And it's all about bringing Sebastian home and safely. So first, just express, I can't even imagine as a parent what you two are going through. How would you describe the situation right now? How are you coping?
You see him whip at his... Look at... He's like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to step in already because this bitch can't even fucking hold it together for 2 seconds. What is she laughing about? She even snorts.
We're on a constant roller coaster ride of helpless and hopeless and many other emotions all in one, and it's a never-ending roller coaster. It doesn't stop. It won't stop until he walks through the door.
I wouldn't wish this on anyone.
I do, Kevin.
Not anyone.
What's up, Kevin?
I know we're about keeping hope alive. I'm sure that's in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna come home.
Oh, yeah, we saw it, Dixie.
He's going to walk through that door. And this street will be flooded again with family and relatives all waiting to hug and love him. And
That boy's gonna have more friends than he knows what to do with when he comes home.
Good night, baby. I love you.
So here we are, 8 days now searching for him. Walk us through that Sunday night that he went missing. So walk us through, we've got so many people who really want to know, okay, how did this happen? So kind of just walk us through that night.
We were out and about that day. We were having a really good weekend. We got home. Everything was pretty
Told him to
normal.
go to
He was
bed.
playing in his room. When I told him to go to bed, he did.
Why laugh after that? I told him to go to bed, and he did. And then she laughs. I think she told him to go to bed, and he didn't.
When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said, "Good night, Mom, I love you." Said goodnight to his puppies. A little bit later, I wound up going to bed, and when I woke him up for school, he wasn't there.
So, in your mind, that's usually around what time? When do you normally wake him up? Around 6 o'clock?
6.
So, were you instantly thinking something's wrong, or were you like, he may just be
In the shower.
in the living room?
I took a second and walked through the house looking for him in case he'd gotten up and was.
She took a second to walk through that big house. What's up, little bit? What do you notice? She took a second to walk through the house. We're going to tune into Vinny in just a minute here.
Or in the living room?
I took a second and walked through the house looking for him in case he'd gotten up and was trying to get breakfast.
He's
or
nodding
something,
in
'cause
agreement.
He did that sometimes.
And he laughs about him getting up and getting breakfast.
3 minutes in, give or take, I was on the phone with my husband. I said, I can't find him. He said, what do you mean you can't find him? I said, he's not in the house.
Closes her eyes, watch this. Hey, vet girl. What's up, girl?
And so at that point, is that when you call 911, or what's going through your mind?
Cassie.
While we were on the phone, and I was like, is he on the other side of the bed? The normal places he may be in the house, you know.
On the other side of the bed.
So I was like, okay, well, hold on a minute. And immediately after that, we called the sheriff's department and made the report.
I ran all over the house, outside, inside. I looked in every closet.
Within minutes, they were here. They responded within minutes, and
yeah, nothing about that noise.
So you said you were on the phone with her, so you were not home?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I was at work. I'm a tower crane operator, and I was working in Memphis at the St. Jude Project. So it's, you know, I have an earpiece in that talks to my phone. I have another earpiece in that does the radios. So when she was talking to me, I was like, what? I was confused. We talked about where he could possibly be, and then we went from there and led to calling the cops, and here we are now.
And within minutes,
here we are now.
They're there at the home.
Yes, ma'am.
It was rapid fire. They had cars.
They
had cars from here down to
the main road,
as far as I could tell.
Why wouldn't
What's
they?
going through both of your minds? I mean, are we panicking? Is it this, oh, I think he's probably at a neighbor's house, or what are you thinking?
My son doesn't run. He's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
I mean, he's a good kid. He's not a mischievous child by any means. But there's answers to questions that have no answers, you know, or questions with no answers right now that we are searching for desperately, and we just don't have that.
Is there anything that happened that day that you think back and there might have been a reason he was possibly upset, or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside? Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. He's that morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving. It'd make more sense if we'd been fighting.
Or you'd been in trouble, but he hadn't been in trouble.
Oh, you've been in trouble. She's like,
So, the $1 million question, why did he go? And the other $1 million question is how.
What about social media? Was there anything that, you know, anyone he could have contacted? I understand he was somewhat of a gamer, or what was he? There was a video game he loved, right?
Minecraft. He loves Minecraft. The game that he has is not online. He has the Switch.
We don't, because of how social media can be, he doesn't have accessibility to communicate with folks
on the internet.
I mean, we have a firm belief that we just don't feel that right now. He's capable of having that kind of responsibility. So, I mean, his phone is locked down, his computers, his gaming. He doesn't have a gamer tag. He doesn't have online capabilities with games. I mean,
We've combed every electronic.
I mean, we've cooperated with all the authorities as far as anything they've asked us to provide, we've provided, and still just don't have any answers.
Did he have any friends that could have possibly contacted him in some way on his phone?
All his friends at school have been questioned to my knowledge, and none of them knew anything.
So this big question mark. He's vanished, and no one can figure out where or why. All right, so let's talk too about the relationship involved, because the biological father is very much involved in Sebastian's life as well.
Yes, ma'am, very much.
Right? And how would you describe that relationship, the two of them?
Thank you, vet girl.
The four of you.
It's relatively good. I mean, we talk regularly. He talks to his son on a regular basis, sees him on a regular basis. He's involved in school and therapy, and I mean,
Chris is
he
like,
doesn't have any extracurricular activities, but I can tell you now, if he did, his dad would be in the front row.
In two different households, and the communication between the three of us is great. I mean, yes, we're just like every parent. We all have our disagreements, but in the end, we come together as a team and we work and we come up with solutions that as we best see fit. I mean, I'm almost in contact with him almost daily.
Let's talk about Sebastian. Tell me about Sebastian. How would you describe him?
Sweet, stubborn. He loves to help. He loves running, and he loves to play his games and his fidgets.
he loves to run and help. Vet girl, thank you so much, and thank you for your service. And I want to read your comment. Katie Proudfoot, if you're listening, this is from one vet to another. She says, this mom is a vet. Vets don't protect, or I think you mean hide. Vets don't hide, protect. Is that what you mean? Hinder? Protect the innocent and weak. Attention to detail. His mom needs to bring him home. Rise up, shipmate. Tell her. Tell her. What's up, Leo?
And Uno, Lord, that's one of his favorite games. And he loves to play his games. And
He loves to run. He likes to help. He likes to run.
Sweet, stubborn.
Not a runner.
He loves to help. He loves running, and he loves to play his games and his fidgets and
Thanks, Shell.
Uno. Lord, that's one of his favorite games.
Lord.
Right now.
Not Uno.
Favorite color is green.
Does he love music?
Oh God, he loves music.
An eclectic taste. From
This is so weird.
Everybody knows Eye of the Tiger to Eddie Vedder.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So we got.
All right, let's stop here. One thing I wanted to share with y'all. Okay. Let me come back on the screen. I keep forgetting when I turn that off. I'm going to read to you the lyrics to Eye of the Tiger. It's quite disturbing. But just hear me out. I'm not singing. Don't worry. No one needs to leave. Just going to read them. So think of the situation when you think of the deal with Sebastian Rogers. You ready? And the fact that they were blasting this song into the hills of Tennessee, hoping he would come out. You ready? Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance. Now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. Should I go on? So many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. He's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. Who is the eye of the tiger? Is it Chris? Face to face, out in the heat, out on the heat. Wait, it gets better. Hanging tough, staying hungry. They stack the odds, still we take to the street for the kill with the skill to survive. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. We got one more verse. Rising up, straight to the top, had the guts, got the glory. Went the distance, now I'm not going to stop. Just a man and his will to survive. And that's it. And then it's the prey and the stalking the prey in the night again. Weird. What do you guys think? Little too fitting, isn't it? Very strange. Very strange.
As everybody knows, Eye of the Tiger to Eddie Vedder.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So we got Pearl Jam on one hand, we've got Survivor on the other over here, we've got Taylor Swift.
He fucking said Survivor. Come on. Hungry like the wolves, Diane down. He said we got Eye of the Tiger, we got Survivor. Is this supposed to be funny? I mean, is this ironic or what? I mean, weird. Oh, we got another message for Katie. Thank you so much, Fat Girl. You rock. To his mom. This is for you, Katie. Everything you are is in him. If you have any character, you will rise up and stand on your own. He is lost. So everything you are is lost. Shipmate, don't be weak. That's for you, Katie. Where's your son? This isn't a game, Katie. Yeah, Survivor, Eye of the Tiger. We don't know who said that was his song, but we do know that the sheriff, Craddock. But isn't it ironic? Right, Survivor, Eye of the Tiger. Old fogey shit. He might just like the song, but isn't it a little crazy? Yes, very powerful words, Batgirl. Read that, Katie. Everything you are is in that boy. You made that boy. Now bring that boy home. eyes twitching. Thank you so much, vet girl. They know. She knows. She's speaking woman to woman, vet to vet. Yeah, I know it was the Rocky theme song too, but the lyrics are pretty crazy considering the situation. Katie, where is your son? My question is, why was everyone so all about, the laundries and Brian Laundrie? Why aren't we holding these people to the same standard? Where are they? Where's the bullhorns? What are they doing with their bullhorns? Actually, I don't wish that bullhorn on the neighbors of these two, honestly. On yo, I take that back. Forget I never said it. It is chilling.
Pearl Jam on one hand, we've got Survivor on the other over here. We've got Taylor Swift and
He's got a big crush on her. I mean, country, rock,
no
classic.
hip hop. We don't allow the hip hop.
Well, he doesn't really get into it anyways.
You mentioned he loved running.
Thank you so much for your super sticker. Order in the court. Olivia's interview March 18th. Chris says he can't imagine how Riley Strain's parents felt. Riley was still missing. They should know. Freudian slip. I don't know if I really understand that. Like, he was saying he knew how they felt after he was found, right? Scooter McBooters, what's up? I know. It is sad. Summer 800 TBI find. Where's Summer? He didn't like that song. That's their favorite song, just like Summer didn't like Godzilla. I agree with you.
You mentioned he loved running. So did he love the outdoors at all?
Oh,
would
we got another
something
vet.
outside that was somewhat outdoorsy be enticing to him, or
Vet
pulled him
Gals
outdoors?
Unite.
He loves, like, when we were in California and the school had this lap thing to gain money. It was a fundraiser. And every year he was, I did this many laps. I did this many laps. I mean, I've got T-shirts where they would write on his back. Every time the kids went around, they'd mark a mark on the back and they'd keep running. And he just had marks all the way across his back. He likes playgrounds. He hates being dirty. He don't like being dirty.
Yeah, he's not your tomboy style child where he goes outside and plays in the mud.
He loves animals, but he's terrified of bugs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you asshole.
Okay.
I mean, even a fly, and he's like,
And let's talk too, because he's highly functioning. I know you all have
The
described
news
him
lady was
as having
not
a
digging that little bit, was she?
He's not your tomboy style child where he goes outside and plays in the mud.
he loves animals, but he's terrified of bugs.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even a fly, and he's like,
And
Are you kidding me,
let's-
Kate? Are you kidding me, Katie? This is so weird.
even a fly, and he's like,
and
What? Watch her and then watch him.
even a fly, and he's like,
and let's talk
Yeah,
too,
she's like,
because he's-
yeah.
Okay.
Way too many smiles here. Like, what?
Child where he goes
Watch this
outside
in
and
slow-mo.
plays in the mud.
You did hear
he
Frampton,
loves
yo.
animals, but
Welcome,
he's
pretty little
terrified
poison.
of
Poison.
bugs.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even a fly, and he's like,
So the reporter says, okay. J for J, I will help here. She is not defined by someone who holds her pockets. What does that mean? Oh, did he say tomboy? I didn't even catch that. He's not a tomboy kind of kid? What? A tomboy is usually a girl that likes to get dirty, right?
Being dirty.
Yeah, he's not
What's this?
your tomboy style child where he goes outside and plays in the mud.
He loves animals, but he's terrified of bugs.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
even a fly, and he's like,
And
um,
Let's talk too, because
Something wrong with
he's
that.
highly functioning. I know you all have described him as having a form of autism,
he does.
but describe that to our viewers too, as far as his way of thinking of things and maybe how determined he was about certain things, or
Maybe
his
Birdie.
mindset.
He,
He's got a stubborn mindset. If he believes it's this,
he gets on a one-man track, and he is just on it, and he is all about it.
but I mean, he's very smart.
He's
I mean,
smart.
he can play chess. He can beat adults in chess.
Wow.
So he's
Okay.
He loves playing games.
What about navigation? Like, did he have a sense of direction? Do you think he could have possibly even hitched a ride or gotten a ride on a bus or some sort of transportation?
that is a speculation that we don't have an answer for. Just directionally, he knows he could guide you from our house to his dad's house.
Yeah.
He could get from like this house. I think he can make it up to Culver's ice cream.
He can go to Culver's.
Oh, that boy loves
He
them
knows
all.
where Culver's is because Culver's has malt. He loves malt, extra malt. Every time, extra malt.
Now, how
Okay, you know what's weird though? They're not using past tense. She's not saying he loved malt. She's not saying it in past tense. They never have used past tense, which is what really gets me. Usually they use past tense. I mean, even Don Wells used past tense. I mean, what is this? You think so, Pam? You think they practice that? But they do use present tense. Ask why this one had to take a medical retirement and not a full retirement, Katie Proudfoot. Ooh. Is that true? You think they have it together enough to keep from saying past tense? You think she's stocked up on snacks because she was sending him off somewhere? It's baffling.
Flung.
Some of you think he is hidden. Look at presenting the one who holds all the answers. Caption this. Caption this in chat. Thank you so much, Olive, for gifting a membership. Angel R, welcome to the fam. Vet girl wants to know what happened in California that this one had to leave active duty. Oh, shit.
You're what the French call les incompetents.
No, you're right, Hobby. You're right, Hobby. Hobby Homestead, that's so funny. Thank you for putting me in check. Hobby. Don Wells isn't the best example of an intelligent criminal, LOL. You're so right, Hobby. What did a chief do that he had to leave before completing full service? Did they miss K? Oh, shit.
He loves malt, extra malt. Every time, extra malt.
Now, how far away does his dad live?
Clarksville. His dad lives up by Clarksville.
So he could guide someone all the way to Clarksville. Oh, wow. Okay. So a pretty keen sense of direction, at least with certain things.
Familiar routes.
Yeah.
Familiar routes.
Familiar routes.
I mean, if I took him another route going
He
this way, he
takes
would
it.
not know it.
Oh, shit. Oh, my eye just twitched. I'm going to be the twitching true crime analyzer. The more my eye twitches, the more they're lying. Listen to that. If I take him another route. Oh, did they just drop him off? Did they just fucking drop him off? Like people do with like dogs? What happened in base housing? Dating someone married is against UCMJ, dude. Tell her, fat girl. All right, here we go.
Certain things.
Familiar routes.
Yes.
Familiar routes.
Familiar routes.
I mean, if I took him another route going
He
this way, he
takes
would
it.
not know it.
He goes up there so often that he knows how to get to his daddies. We know that.
His dad works with him as far as, well, we're going this way, we're going that way, and keeps the same thing.
His dad works with him? What? Dude, wait, what? His dad works with him. You go this way and you go that way. Really, Cindy? See if you can get the skinny on this situation from him.
I mean, if I took him another route going
He
this way, he
takes
would
it.
not know it.
He goes up there so often that he knows how to get to his daddies. We know that.
His dad works with him as far as, well, we're going this way, we're going that way, and keeps the same thing, and it works out. So
Keeps the same thing and it works out? What? Am I the only one that's not understanding what the freak they're talking about?
What?
Did Seth scour Clarksville? Yeah, figure it out, kid. I'm taking a different way. Say his name, Katie. Annie Pulley says, say his name. It's Sebastian, not him. It's not Bubba. It's not him. It's Sebastian.
Let's talk too, because
How would
earlier,
Chris know?
Chris, you and I were
How would Chris know what his dad works with him with? Come on. You think Chris really gives a shit what Seth is working with his son on? That's weird. If I took him another route, he would not know it.
talking, and you were saying that there are a lot of people who are harassing both of you. What of any of that do you want to address? What do you want to say to any of these people?
Just that you don't know. And I don't wish you to ever know.
I would say it like this: everybody has an opinion, you know, and it's perfectly okay to have that opinion.
Well, thanks,
But
Proudfoot.
you're not
Not
in this
directly
situation.
off.
You don't quite understand. I wish people would step back, take a different, wide open view, and not assume what they know. It's just better to stick to the facts. If they have questions, all they have to do is ask.
And I pray genuinely that no one ever goes through this.
Genuinely, huh?
Just be kind to people. I mean, it's real simple.
There are some people who have been talking, because I know this is part of the harassment. Is there anything you want to address about this child custody situation? With the previous.
So I have a current case that is ongoing in another state. We've requested that case to be sealed because there are some individuals who have taken it upon themselves to put stuff out there that they don't quite know, which all they have to do is ask, I'll tell you. But because of that, you know, it has nothing to do with our son. It has nothing to do with the situation. Mm-hmm. You know, I just people would respect that and then keep an open mind.
Keep an open mind. Oh, it's got nothing to do with this situation. Look it. Liar. Even Don Wells. You know what I heard? I heard someone say, I think it was Smiley. I laughed my ass off.
Because you're a liar.
She said I think it was Smiley said even Candace Wells said that Katie Proudfoot looks guilty. I love you too, Poison. Thank you for becoming a member. That girl wants to know, Katie, how did that work out when you weren't kind to law enforcement in Virginia? This is before Nina came out.
But because of that, you know,
This is where he gets nervous. Look at him. Oh, Lord. It's got nothing to do with this situation. But let's
ongoing in another state. We've requested.
Anything you want to address about this child custody situation? The previous.
It's so funny, isn't it, Chris?
So I have.
He laughs like it's ridiculous.
Situation.
Yeah. You know what this is? You're an asshole. You're an abuser. And you're sitting there with claw marks on your arm. Look at his arm, you guys. Do you see it? Because I see it. Right, Candace. Carson, there was a guy in another country who would date single moms so he would fulfill his desire to hurt their children. These two are not on the same page here either.
With the previous.
So I have a current case that is ongoing in another state. We've requested that case to be sealed because there are some individuals who have taken it upon themselves to put stuff out there that they don't quite know, which all they have to do is ask, I'll tell you. But because of that.
And he's wearing his lucky clover hat for the occasion.
You know, it has nothing to do with our son. It has nothing to do with the situation. You know, I just people would respect that and then keep an open mind. It's totally different.
Is Sebastian?
It's totally different? What does that mean? It's totally different. Like, wouldn't you say, oh, they're unrelated? I got you, Babs.
Was able to watch this, and maybe he's watching this as it airs. And if he is, what do you want to say to Sebastian? What do you want him to hear from you right now?
Oh gosh. That we love you so much and we want you to come home and you're not in trouble.
I guarantee you he is loved. And trust me, the open arms are waiting for him to come home. From every parent to every family members to probably everyone in the community. But there's no malice. We just want our boy home. Bad.
There's no malice. We just want him home bad.
Badly.
Badly. Badly. And then he shakes his head. Watch. Watch this interaction.
We just want our boy home. Bad. Badly. But
That mama's heart, I know it's daddy's too, but I feel like there's always that extra special bond. Can you walk us through what you're thinking right now?
I just want my baby to be okay. I don't know where he's at. I don't know where he's at.
Let's talk about the
Ooh,
community.
she got
because
really.
I want you all to know.
That was intense right there.
Now.
So she's nailed it on that mother's heart.
Can you walk us through what you're thinking right now?
I just want my baby to be okay. I don't know where he's at. I don't know where he's at.
Let's talk about the community because I want you all to know. Even my church.
She closed her eyes and she envisioned something she did not. That did not sit well with her.
Walk us
Watch.
through what you're thinking right now.
I just want my baby to be okay. I don't know where he's at. I don't know where he's at.
Watch this. She jumps like she's envisioning something.
Let's talk about the community because I want you all to know. Even my church body, I mean, we're all praying. We're all praying for his safe return quickly. What do you all want to say to the community?
Thank you.
with everything from the bottom of our hearts. I would not have imagined how far this has gotten.
I bet you wouldn't have. I would not have imagined how far this has gotten. Let's take a look at his arms again. Hold on.
Return quickly. What do you all want to say to the community?
Thank you.
With everything from the bottom of our hearts. I would not have imagined how far this has gotten. But there's no way to repay the gratitude, the love that we felt from the community, the prayers. But thank you.
But
From the
don't
bottom of our
stop
hearts.
looking.
Yeah, please.
See that? For those that missed it, we were looking at Chris Proudfoot's arms. And I just wanted to make this just a little bit bigger for a second. Let's go to our little filter again. And let's see what we see on his arms. You know I'm not creating marks. Like somebody accused me of, oh, you put, those weren't there. Yeah, they're there. They're there. He's got some gouges. See, the ones that are darker, I mean, there's some of them could be moles and shit. But there's definitely some scratches or something on those arms. Anyhow. Let's go like this. Turn that off. All right, here we go. Let's finish this up.
Please.
My son is somewhere.
This ain't over until he's home.
So we have, let's hit on the search itself, because we know thousands of miles have basically been traced and retraced. We've got hundreds, we've got volunteers, we've got law enforcement from within the state, from without, outside of the state. I mean, do you feel like they're doing as much as they can? I mean, you all have been right there in the front seat.
In the front seat?
Seeing everything that's underway.
Not doing anything.
As far as I know, they're doing everything. Anything and everything has been an option. They have brought in assets and resources from various counties, potentially other states. I mean, I don't know how much more they could do. But we're grateful for everything they have done.
They're amazing, but they still haven't brought my baby back.
They will. They will.
Oh, that's the most that Proudfoot has consoled her. They will. They will. Don't worry. They will.
How much more they could do.
I have a question. Do you think that it's possible? I know this is a little out there. Do you think it's possible that the Proudfooties family, like, you know how they concocted that plan against Nina to take Faith? Thank you, pin a rose on your nose. You know how they concocted that whole plan against Nina? How do you know they didn't concoct this whole plan and Katie doesn't know? I'm not saying that she doesn't, but I'm just saying, how do we know that him and his family didn't plot this so they could get Faith back? And look, they didn't think it would get this freaking deep, did they? Ah, Vet Girl. Get it, Vet Girl. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Terry Lynn? Terry Lynn's in the house. Terry Lynn has been keeping Sebastian's name out there. I'm just wondering, do you think that they could have set something up without her knowing, kind of like how they did to Nina? I mean, we don't know the state of affairs of their marriage. Like, let's say their marriage was all effed up and they were on the rocks. And that's why he wasn't coming home. We don't know. I mean, they don't even touch each other. The only time they touch each other is in the stupid hand interview. Yeah, it's a little far-fetched. I know. I don't put anything past them either. But it's just like we get a little far-fetched, but still, I mean, this is just all weird. It is so weird.
We're grateful for everything they have done.
They're amazing, but they still haven't brought my baby back.
They will. They will.
He's out there somewhere. So it's one day at a time, getting through this and bringing him home. What is the reaction to the fact that somehow his image, he hasn't been captured on any video anywhere?
I believe that, Terry.
I know that it was very dark that night. I mean, it gets dark around here at night in general, but so far we haven't found him on any camera footage to prove where he's at.
Do you remember Roberta Laundrie and her freaking love notes to Brian? I think Robin is spot on. Our caller, Robin, Rants with Robin, she said that Mama Twinkle Toes will do anything for her son. Yep, and Babs, we know that Nina won in court, but the Proudfoots had law enforcement on their side. Faith is their only chance for a grandchild from Chris. Yeah, man. I mean, she's crying and he's like, shrugging. Maybe. I don't know, man. I mean, you don't know what people are saying. I'll fucking kill you if you say shit. We just don't know. We don't know. I might be off, but Roberta Laundrie was very, very, very weird with her son as well. And the fact that they set that all up on Nina, that makes me worried.
Roberta.
Vet girl says, what vet waits for someone else to bring someone home? None of us. We bring our own home, Katie Proudfoot. Ganja. Right, Terry Lynn. Seth is searching.
To prove where he's at or where he's gone. I know that they're looking, and I'm asking everybody and anybody that has cameras, trail cams, stores, to check, even from before he went missing, just to see if there's anything at all.
Even from before he went missing, just to see if there's anything at all?
I understand there was a request for video, any sort of footage of Sebastian from earlier in the day, on Sunday, before he disappeared.
That I don't believe we could comment on right now. That is not something that I believe we're pervy to at this point with law enforcement.
We're not pervy to.
That is something.
Wait, what was her question? What was he not? Wait, what is he not pervy to again?
Stan, there was a request for video, any sort of footage of Sebastian from earlier in the day, on Sunday, before he disappeared.
That I don't believe we could comment on right now. That is not something that I believe we're pervy to at this point with law enforcement. That is something I would definitely direct back to them. But I mean, there's all kinds of requests out there. There's
Before he disappeared.
that I don't believe we could comment on right now. That is not something that I believe we're pervy to at this point with law enforcement. That is something I would definitely direct back to them. But I mean, there's
Because we bought snacks because, you know, he's 15 and snacks.
Whoops. He's not pervy to videos? Yeah, my dogs were barking. I'm sorry. He's not pervy to videos. She asked about videos from that day. He says he's not pervy to them.
Stan, there was a request for video, any sort of footage of Sebastian from earlier
There's
in the day, on
requests?
Sunday, before he disappeared.
that I don't believe we could comment on right now. That is not something that I believe we're pervy to at this point with law enforcement. That is something I would definitely direct back to them. But I mean, there's all kinds of requests out there. There's thousands of hours of video that they are combing, and we're just hoping.
Thousands of hours of videos they're combing? Combing. She said they combed all their electronics too. He's not pervy to it. He meant to say privy. Of course he did. But he didn't. He said pervy.
They'll find something.
And I know this is so sensitive. What do you say to people who inevitably end up pointing their finger back at you. We were talking earlier, and I mean, are you both in the clear?
I can tell you that Mom, myself, and the father have worked very fully and cooperatively with all agencies across the board. We have anything that they've wanted, we have provided. So cooperation is there. I mean,
What do you want to say to our viewers? Anybody who's watching, we've got a lot of folks in this community and in other counties just throughout the state as well. What do you want to say to them?
Help spread the word and keep searching, and thank you. And just if you think you see him, call him in.
thank all the viewers, everybody that's helped
All the
from
viewers.
across the board. I mean, everybody
Across
has
the
been
board.
tremendous.
Call his name.
Yeah.
He'll answer, and if he doesn't answer, he'll look, even if he's not being verbal at the moment, because he can talk, but sometimes he don't talk. Call his name. Tell him to stay put.
And he could be on the move, so keep checking your properties.
Yes. Like, the search is never over until he comes home. That is for
He's
sure.
so smart.
But thank you for everything that everybody has done, has volunteered, the continuous efforts. I mean, it's, like I said, I've never seen something to this magnitude before.
Our community is amazing.
We're all praying, hoping, and searching for Sebastian's safe return for that day. Thank you both for talking with me.
She's more upset than the Proudfooters. Let's see if they show them again. I haven't seen the very end of this. This is the raw interview. Nope, I thought they might show Proudfoots again. It's very telling going back and watching that, isn't it? I want to play something. Hold on. Let's see. Did Vinny come out with Seth's interview yet? Tonight? I know it was supposed to be on at 8 o'clock on Vinny Politan. Do you guys know if it came out? I don't see anything on their site yet. Sebastian liked to talk to the school resource officer. I know every day he would say to the school resource officer, "How many teachers are you going to arrest today?" And they would laugh. It is good to go back. It is good to go back. Thank you to the callers that called in today. It's been a long day, folks. We have gone over a lot. We're going to keep talking about Sebastian, and we're going to keep talking about the parents who were the last ones to see and hear from him. I mean, even if Chris wasn't home, Chris still had an open line. In his own words, he had an open line to that house. So, in the next one, we're gonna break down more of their interviews and keep going over this and try to pick up things because it's very, very, very troublesome. I want to thank you so much for generously donating through J4J411.live. Thank you so much, M. We are almost to our goal, you guys. We spin the wheel of Friday on Friday. We are at 188.97 out of 200. We only need about 12, 13 more bucks. I don't math well, just like the Proudfoot stories. But when we reach that, we will spin the Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Reel of Friday, where I give away prizes. It's my way to give back to you. So tomorrow it is weird, Chantel. There's a lot of weird things, but we are going to definitely keep following. We are going to tomorrow be covering Daybell and anything new that comes up. How did the veterans in chat feel about Katie's actions and words? Are you buying this? The veterans in chat say no. Katie and Chris, cleanse your souls and come forward with what you know. Enough is enough. It's not looking good. I don't have like the greatest, hope for this. But we can't let it go without any pressure. We can't. We have to keep the pressure on. We have to keep his name out there. And that is the most important thing. And Ben, you are a rock star. Ben's been here for so long. And I know I say this all the time, but we've come into another chapter of this channel. And I want to thank you. Ben got me these awesome headphones. I'll never forget it. They're my favorite. And I was like, there's no way someone bought me such a nice gift. And I'm still forever grateful. So
coming in hot, just like the fajita.
That girl, you are amazing. Thank you for your service and thank you for standing up for the children in our community. You have always done such a good job with that. And all of you in chat, you are amazing. Green hearts for Sebastian as we dance it out. We're not going to dance it out to Chris Proudfoot's favorite songs, though. We're going to put green hearts in the chat for Sebastian. I am so glad you guys found me, too. If you're new, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.
See you later. Bye.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, 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 damn. You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time for that.
Going to the clinker, the big house. Diarrhea of the mouth.
My new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack.
Is it one Jennifer or two Jennifers?
Jennifer loves horses.
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
Bye, Jennifer.